everybody, thanks for checking out a video here at G4G, Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at a game called Marvel Future Fight. So this is an Android and iOS game that is platform non-specific. So what does that mean? Well, for you Marvel Avengers Alliance fans, you know that there was the Played-On version, the Facebook version, the iOS version, and of course the Android version. Well, the Played-On version is dead. That basically was the exact equivalent of the Facebook version, except the two were not tied together. They were both done on the web, but one was done through Facebook, one was done directly on Played-On. Used to even have an account on the Played-On version that I would sort of pick characters that I didn't have on Facebook to get used to them and see if I liked them and everything like that. But then of course it went ahead and died out. And you could transfer some stuff over to Facebook if you did not already have a Facebook one. So I couldn't do any transfer. Then behind Facebook is iOS, which is not too far behind, but somewhat close. And then we have the Android version, which is completely the bastard redheaded stepchild of the entire Marvel Avengers Alliance universe, and they're so far behind they basically are in like the Stone Age compared to everything. Well, what is good about Marvel Future Fight is similar to Marvel Champions, is that once you create an account and have some way of saving the data, you can pull that same account, kind of like Hearthstone, down to everything, your iOS, your Android, your phones, your tablets, etc. So today, I'm on my PC, I'm using an Android emulator called Andy. There also used to be one called BlueStacks, and I just installed the game, and thankfully, this actually knows who I am without me having to go through the intro. Typically, you have to go through the intro until it finally unlocks you to click what the game doesn't want you to click, and you can go into settings and load your account. This time it actually knew who I was before I did anything, and I think that's kind of cool. So Andy is a really nifty utility, but it is kind of memory hungry. You may think, oh, hey, this Andy sounds cool. Let me go ahead and slap that on this older laptop that I don't really use for a whole lot, and I'll play Android games. Yeah, doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. Andy is pretty heavy on the resources and everything, so it will take a pretty decent PC to go ahead and run this, and we'll see how the game actually runs once it's loaded over here. Okay, so here we are with the game loaded now that it's finally got all the updates, and you can see here I have Hulkbuster, and when you click on them on the screen, what they'll do is they'll show you some of the animations that they do, including their standard attack and their specials. I absolutely love Hulkbuster in this game. I wasn't one of these fanboys who was like, oh my god, Hulkbuster, Hulkbuster, and that's been going on quite a lot lately, especially with the movie. But in this game, I like him a lot for some particular reason. When he moves around, he kind of sounds like a Transformer, and his attacks just look absolutely brutal. He's a really fun character to play in this. Basically, if you install the game now, every day you log in, you get several pieces of, there are these items that you get that build your way towards getting a hero, and they're called biometrics. The biometrics build up and then eventually allow you to cash in and get the hero. So logging in every day builds up biometrics towards Hulkbuster, and I think after about a week, you'll have enough. There's Iron Man behind him. Red Skull is somebody that I happen to have purchased recently as a direct hero purchase. In order to do that, I happen to go over here and I picked the hero chest, which is on sale for $5 450 crystals, which is this game's equivalent of gold. So this is your kind of direct real-life translation currency. I believed I picked up one of these a while ago. This is a pretty good price. This is sort of a starter thing where you get 200 crystals immediately and then plus 75 more every daily login, probably for about 30 days. Here is a Hero Dimension chest, which is generic. Here is Combat and Blasters. You can see Bullseye and Malekith over here. Also Black Panther. War Machine, you have the Speed and Universal Hero Dimension chest. You can see Ultron, Elektra, and Thor and Black Cat, Mockingbird. A General Dimension chest times 10. And the entire Avengers Age of Ultron uniform package. This typically sits at about 9,000 crystals, which really puts it out of reach. Seemingly an undauntable task. But they've knocked it down a little bit. You also have energy, which is up here. Unlike Marvel Avengers Alliance, is that if you build up energy, you know, you get energy bonuses from something like a mission or quest, you can go over your maximum, and when you level up, the maximum increases. So I'm sitting at 85 of 53. Pretty much once a day, you get this draw chest, where you can pick on a chest for free, which will give you typically biometrics towards a hero. So you can see the prices do get pretty expensive over here. We have special package number 2, which gets up to about $30. And this one over here, which gets up to almost 50. Here is a combat hero package where you get one combat hero automatically and a whole bunch of other stuff. You can see Blade, Iron Fist, Anti-Venom, and Bullseye, or Venom, excuse me, Bullseye, the Blasters, MODOK, Vision, Malekith, Red Skull, and War Machine, the Speed type, Daredevil, Agent Carter, Mockingbird, Elektra, and Black Cat, and the Universal, which is, I guess, sort of like this game's version of a generalist. You can see Destroyer, Angela, who does not look anywhere near as pretty as the Marvel Avengers Alliance version, Black Bolt, Thor, and Ultron. If we go over here to Team, this is where we can set our teams up by dragging and dropping. At my level, I've unlocked Team 1 and Team 2. Agent Carter in this game is a real piece of work. Captain America right now is what I would consider my best damage dealer. I think Hulkbuster can get up there, but right now Captain America just absolutely destroys. And the sound effect of his shield throw is really cool. I like it. It just sounds like he's bonking heads. Also, depending on who you team up, you get these bonuses. So, because I have a bunch of 1-star heroes, I get this bonus over here, which is all attack. But because Agent Carter is with Captain America, I get this bonus of dodge, attack speed, and recovery rate. Now, Agent Carter in this is... I mean, I hate to say one of those typical guys who's like, oh, you know, anime chick, graphics chick, game chick. She's an absolute beauty in this game. She just happens to be shaped extremely well, which is potentially a sexist thing to say and everything. But yeah, she's real nice eye candy over here. When you continue to get biometrics after getting a hero, you can apply them to leveling up the character's special stats, and they also get this leadership bonus where if they're in the lead of the team, you get a bonus. So like here, your your action cooldowns go down 4% if she's leading after you mastery her up. So you need these Norn Stones to do that. Here, rank up, this is where you can actually use biometrics. So if you get a hero and continue to get the biometrics for the hero, this is where you spend them. Over here under gear, you can click on the boobs and upgrade them. So when you do missions, you get this gear upgrade kit, And the higher up in rank gear goes, the more that it actually uses. So since this one is a +2, it only costs me 3, but this one to upgrade will cost me 4, and it'll cost some gold. Gold is a weird thing in this game. At first it's like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're giving me a huge initial burst, and then it's going to thin out a little bit. Actually, this game surprisingly kicks a lot of gold your way just by simply playing. So I can't tell you yet whether or not you should be conservative, but it looks like you should be medium conservative. You shouldn't dump it all real early thinking you have an inexhaustible supply, but you don't have to be too thrifty. So you also have their abilities, which is sort of like your Diablo-esque portion of the game, and you can upgrade them. And you can see here, so to go up to level 7, it's going to cost me 5,000 gold just to upgrade both of them. And eventually you'll top out where you won't be able to increase it anymore. So as you can see here, I'm very far behind her abilities over here. But if you look, man, that's going to cost me that's going to cost me basically almost everything I have just to upgrade that ability. So this is where you start having to be a little thrifty. Red Skull is my newest. I just happened to get him directly in a chest. So he's been getting leveled up. He's getting carried, basically. There's his Tesseract Cube. There's one of his special attacks. There's another one of his specials. That's his passive, which isn't unlocked, and that's his Cube Destruction. Really can see the Hugo Weaving in his face. I mean, it's... I know the Red Skull is the Red Skull, and it's kind of hard to make him look like anything else, but when I look at him, I definitely see Hugo Weaving over there. So if we click the Marvel Universe over here, this is where you can see all the heroes in the game. So the combat type, or the fisticuffs, or kind of what you would call the scrappers in MAA, Captain America, Hulk, Blade, Doc Ock, Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Black Panther, a really cool looking Venom, very evil looking Venom, Kingpin, Black Bolt, Hulkbuster. Your blasters are Iron Man, Red Skull, MODOK, Malekith, War Machine, Vision. Speed, somewhat similar to Scrappers, but I guess more agility based. Black Widow, Agent Carter, Black Cat, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Green Goblin, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Elektra, and your Universals, Ghost Rider, Thor, Ultron, Loki, Destroyer, Captain Marvel, Daredevil, and an extremely pissed off and ugly looking Angela. So as you can see here, I've started to build up some biometrics towards other heroes. I have 3 Falcons, 3 Visions, a Hawkeye, a MODOK, and some others. You'll notice my Ultron is up here at 9 out of 20. That's because I've been farming for him, and I want to show you how you can go ahead and begin to get heroes that you don't have. Over here, you can log into Facebook and invite friends, and you get bonuses. You can remove your friends. You can send everybody shield points. And over here under recommended, what's pretty cool is you can search for people. So if you know people's IDs, you can find them here. And you can add them by recommended. Requested pops up because similar to mobile games, people quote-unquote use you and then can send a friend request. I would recommend only friending people that seem to have played within the last 12 hours so that you ensure that you get active people. Also, higher level people, the better, because they drop into your group similar to Marvel Avengers Alliance when you call in an ally. You have the chance to examine them, and over here is the rejection. So if I go down, and you'll see it's starting to get 5 days ago, 1 day ago. Yeah, so this 5 days ago, I'm just going to go ahead and reject that one. So that's how you build up some resources. You get shield points that way, which are used for certain items in the game. Over here under the uniform shop, currently the Avengers Age of Ultron uniforms are on sale. As you can see, the entire package is $5,500. Or I could spend $750 and just get Black Widow's, Captain America's, Iron Man, so on and so forth. I'm farming for Ultron so that I can spend money to get the Ultron uniform over here. And as you can see, I gain a bonus to attacks. So that's part of the reason why picking up these uniforms are pretty cool. Here, Hawkeye gains a bonus to his hit points and his attack, so on and so forth. So we'll see how the game actually runs on this. It may not be particularly good. Alright, so over here, these are your normal missions. I'm up to Chapter 2, MODOK. And then I went through Chapter 1. When you do an entire mission, you have the chance of doing it on Elite. Now, you'll notice here, I only 2-starred because that means somebody died during this. That's why I only 2-starred it. Over here, under Elite, Ultron is here, and Vision is here. You can do an Elite mission 3 times per day. So I've already done this once. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit start and run through it. Now, Red Skull's over here getting carried by Hulkbuster and Iron Man, which are 2 different heroes in this game. The chances of me winning something are Ultron Biometrics, I have the Norn Stone, I have the Gear Ups, and this is what I will be fighting in this mission, a bunch of level 9. So as you can see, a level 6 Red Skull is going to get his ass kicked. I can hit clear, and what that does is that it does the mission for me without any input, and I simply get the rewards, but I do not get any experience. So it just helps to go ahead and play through them, especially, you know, you're 3 times a day if you're farming for something. Now, what'll happen when I load up is I'll go ahead, and because I've 3-starred the mission, it's going to be on autoplay. This autoplay over here, if it says autoplay with no plus, that means the AI will use your hero with no abilities. If it's autoplay plus, the hero will be using the abilities available to them. And this is my friend deploy over here. I could drop in this guy's level 26 Captain America. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Red Skull. And we'll hit autoplay plus, so he'll just attack away. He'll get his ass kicked for a little bit. So I'll get Hulkbuster back. And as you can see, the AI is using standard attacks and using the 2 specials that are available. The only thing bad about the AI doing it is that they do not specifically kill the destructible environment pieces, which can give you shields, a bonus to attack, a health regen, a bonus to defense. It will destroy them if it happens to catch them in AoE, but it doesn't go out of its way to do so, so you can miss some buffs. But as you can see here, Hulkbuster, he's just so enjoyable to watch. It's like giant, fat, poetic. Just, I don't know. It's beautiful to watch Hulkbuster go in this game. And I've never been a particular Hulkbuster fanboy before this. And the only exposure I had to Hulkbuster was one of the outfits in Marvel Heroes. And I don't really even play an Iron Man, so yeah, now I like him. I really, really like him thanks to this game. So here's Ultron. He's the boss of the mission. And I'm going to go ahead and get in regular Iron Man for a little bit, just so you can see some variety. So in general, each hero typically has a pretty solid single target special and a good AoE that you really don't want to burn unless you have multiple ads on the screen. What's kind of cool is that your other heroes that are teamed up with you have a chance to drop in, aid to the attacks for a few moments, and then zone out, and they don't take damage when that happens. So I'm going to deploy my friend's Captain America, and I'm going to have Red Skull put him down, because we'll get to see Red Skull. And the cheesy chipmunk laugh. I mean, this being Red Skull, the big evil of Captain America, he has a very weak, non-German sounding kind of chipmunk laugh over here, which is a little disappointing. So we didn't get any Ultron pieces in this. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and do it again, but this time we'll use Team 2. And we'll do the Ultron mission again. And here is the friends deployed list. You can scroll through and pick others, so I'll pick Vision this time. And we'll drop 8 energy, so far I've used 16 out of my overcharged energy over here. And now we'll have Shannon Carter, Captain America, and Black Widow taking them on. And they have this little bonus over here of this item, which kind of drops in Captain America for Sharon, or, you know, Agent Carter, or Agent Carter gets dropped in for Captain America. So you can see that was her AoE move, that was her single target. And Agent Carter, she kicks a lot of ass too. Behind Captain America, I happen to think Agent Carter does a huge amount of damage. As I said, she's just kind of a nice form to watch. So we'll go ahead and drop Black Widow in. And you can see when somebody comes in, they get a bit of a shield. She has a jump back and gunfire, which gets her out of range of attacks in a single target. And you have her sort of taser cuffs that have a little bit of AoE to them. And now we're getting some buffs from some of the destructibles. We have the defense. And I'll go ahead and drop in Captain America now. And this guy is probably my go-to guy when it comes for putting out massive damage. So here's Ultron again. He has this charging move, which is a good single target. And he has the shield throw, which is a nice AoE, sort of like a paladin's shield in WoW. We'll drop in a friendly Vision. Now, because I tend to overpower this mission, I do it on autoplay. And don't really put a whole lot of effort into it, because this is really just about farming the Ultron pieces. And you'll notice the little deploy down here goes away, because it is specific to Carter and Captain America. And Black Widow puts Ultron down. We got some chests. Ha, no pun intended. We got a few levels up, and unfortunately no Ultron pieces. So for a little while, I will not be able to farm this mission without doing a recharge. If I go over here and attempt to do it again at 0, it'll ask me to recharge it if I start, or I can spend a ticket. Once I realized what tickets were and how expendable they were, I actually stopped, but at first I tried to go ahead and dump a bunch of tickets because I thought that's what autoplay was. So there you go. There is Marvel's Future Fight. It is available on a lot of platforms. If you are doing it on a mobile device, there are some settings over here. However, Not too sure what auto reaction is. I would recommend that you have or sleep, maybe this is disable sleep. I would recommend that you put this only on a pretty high powered device. When you get a lot of heroes on the screen, doing a lot of abilities, especially your specials, you will discover that it can get, I wouldn't say laggy, but it does get a little glitchy. It gets a little stuttery, basically. And you don't hear the sound chop too much, but you will get a little bit of graphical chop to a certain degree. Honestly, it's still it's a phenomenal game. It is a lot of fun. It is really enjoyable if you like the Diablo action RPG style, and the universe that it deals with is basically the MCU. There's not a lot of crossover into the X-Men universe and everything, although we do know that Captain Marvel has spent some time in both universes for sure. But mostly what you see here is your typical Spider friends, and you know, there was Rocket Raccoon and Groot were visible on some of the screens, although they're not in the game yet. But yeah, the game is a lot of fun. It is cool that you can play it on multiple devices and have the account sync up. And, you know, if you have no real good device, certainly get Andy or BlueStacks and try to play it on the PC and enjoy it that way. So you can definitely put this on a lot of things and find some way of enjoying it. If you click over here, you can see what everybody's doing in some chat, but nobody ever chats. So, take care everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.